And good evening and welcome to Monday Night Live. I am Steve Leahy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to Monday night. I hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you're good. You hope your good weekend was good. Um, yeah. So what's going on is things are stupid crazy here as usual and busy, and I'm realizing I'm falling behind on a bunch of things. That helmet that we started, that mask we started last week, I really should have been a lot farther on that by now. The Paclock thing, the brass lock, which you'll work on tonight, I should have been a lot farther on that. It has been crazy, and I want to catch up. So that's why we're doing what we're doing tonight. So I figured it'd be a lot of fun. I was gonna only do one 543 this week for you, but you guys are killing it with the suggestions. So I did three again. I did four. So yeah, you guys are killing it. So it's all your fault that I'm behind, and I blame all of you. So there you go. Um, that's what I got. So I have a little bit of show and tell because something very, very cool happened this week, and I want to show you that. And that's what we got. Some programming notes. I wanna talk about this early and often. We have finished the Tokyo painting. It is done. Painted, framed, everything is done. And the final episode for that is on Wednesday. So bring your adult beverages and your cheers because that painting has spread over 87 episodes. So it's a little over 45 hours for that. So, right? 43 and a half. So it's been an amazing journey. A lot of people have been kind of following along the whole way. But if you want to kind of see what Open Studio is about, join me on Wednesday. We do the premiere live, and then those videos are up all the time. So, but that painting is done. I'm not going to show it to you tonight because I wanted to kind of be a surprise for Wednesday for the people who have been kind of hanging on. And that's what I got. So let's switch the cameras around. I'll show you my show and tell, and then we'll get going on this pack lock. And I'll say hello to everyone too. Let's do this one. Yeah. All right. Where am I at? I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what's going on. I was watching the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert before you guys logged on. It was that I've only seen bits and pieces. Just amazing. You guys know how I feel about Foo Fighters and Taylor Hawkins. There we go. Look at all these people. Holy crow. Taylor Hawkins is amazing, and his favorite band list is a lot like mine. So seeing all the people show up for his thing was amazing. Swamp, what's up? Ria, hello. Adam, congratulations on your Mustang painting. Adam, you painted the correct year for that, so that's good. Mr. Cheese Grits and NyQuil, yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Ian, I'm coming to Sweden in May. So I know Sweden is nowhere near the UK, but it's closer than the US. So I got that going on. Who else we got? All these people. Hello, Todd. What's going on? Mr. Shees, just the person I wanted to show up. Kelly Drake, hello. John Parsons, what's happening? Hello, I'm trying to get everyone. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Franz. Good morning, Franz. I know where you are. That's awesome. Welcome, Franz. Poco, it's early or it's late for you. Yeah, so Poco, I'll be in Sweden in May. So plan your vacation. Deidre, good evening, Deidre. What's happening? Do I have everyone? Mr. Moore, hello, Brian. Good to see you. I'm getting there. Toby Foss, what's up, Toby? Been a while. Dawn, hello. Mike Stevenson. Mike, what's going on? And Dan Mayer. And Astral, how's your headache doing? Calling for a drink, I'll get the kettle on. Yes! Excellent, Ian. So tonight's beverage, I inflicted Mike with this over the weekend as well. This is Rheingeist, and this is their Truth Bomb. I think that the Truth is their most popular beer because they have several versions of this now, and this is the latest entry in the Truth series for Rheingeist, which is made in Cincinnati. And this is an Imperial IPA, and this is just the beer you want to drink when things are like celebratory, or you just need to go sideways a bit, because this little boy is 9.5%. So it's a proper IPA. All right. So I get stuff from you all, and I cannot tell you what it means to me when someone thinks enough of me to send me a piece of their art. I've got a lot of art from people, and I have it all. I am working on the studio, trying to clean it up and change around things. So I don't have any of it up right now, but it's all actually in my flat files with my stuff. But I plan on kind of putting it all up, and it means a lot to me when people send stuff. And sometimes I get stuff that isn't artwork from people. So that happened over the weekend, and it literally blew me away. So hopefully I'm not going to embarrass this person, but he's tough to embarrass, so it's okay. So I got this box from Gary Shees, and I picked it up Saturday. It was a larger size box, so I kind of had a feeling I knew what was in it, so I couldn't open it for 24 hours, and I'll show you why. So when I did open it on Sunday, this is what I found. Oh, look at this. Now, Gary, this is freaking amazing. So what it is it's a authorized photo of easily my favorite Star Wars character, and this goes back to the original movies too. Darth Maul's the man, and this is actually signed by Ray Park, which just about brought me to tears. Now, I don't know that Gary is giving this to me. Gary might want me to do something on it, and I just may be never sending it back to him. But Gary, if this is mine, I don't know what to say. I'm absolutely, positively blown away. I can go on and on about how Darth Maul got a screw job and the writing was terrible because he should have been the bad guy for all three of the first movies. And I don't care that they brought him back in animated series. That's a cop-out. But that one movie, he easily is my favorite, of good and bad, of characters. So I don't know what to say. So for the conservation nerds in the house, if you get artwork that's delivered to you and it's under glass, do not open it for 24 hours, especially in the wintertime. The reason why is because if there's any moisture in there and you open it up and it's been outside and it's really cold, you guys know what happens. You get condensation on the inside of the glass, and it can do serious damage to the artwork or the photograph. So I don't know why I felt it was important to say that, but do it, because if you get something cool, you don't want it screwed up. So there you go. Oh, Gary, that's amazing. So that is Ray Park, and it is legit. This thing is crazy. It's beautifully framed. It's the way I would have framed it. It's got art glass, preservation glass in it. This thing is insane. So that is definitely going up. But my studio is in a shambles, so it's going in the flat file for now, so it stays just the way it is until I can actually get it up. But I really, really wanted to show you guys that because, like I said, that brought me to Star Wars tears. All right, let's do it. Deidre got that 543 suggestion coming in. That's amazing. And I see someone saying hi to Honey. Hello, Honey. Wait, who is that? Michael McClung, what's going on? Yay. All right, let's look at the paintings. So, ironically, we had a very fun time with the 543. Sorry, I'm choking up. Let me show you the first one, and there's a story behind this one too. How did I do this? Oh, okay. I guess it's that one first. Hold on. So all of these are special, meaning, you know how I do the sometimes do the color ones or other stuff. All of these have extra on them for this week. Again, I was going to scale back and I ended up going nuts because your suggestions were so good. So the first one comes from your friend and mine. Let me get my list out because I know, there it is. That's what I want. I know who it is. I just want the information on the painting. So our friend Rhea last week asked for a snowy owl. So I already did the snow leopard, so I want to do the owl. And I had so much fun doing that snow leopard the way I did it, that I did a snow owl. And this is all I got. It's just the eyes and the beak. I love this. This is one of those ones I want to keep. This one's called Spirit of Winter. Let me switch you over to here. Make sure that's focused. Actually, I'll get some light on that because we'll need it for the Paclock. There we go. That. Roberto, thank you, buddy. You're amazing. I'm gonna buy scotch with that for sure. All right, so there's my snowy owl. These amazing owls. They're some of the heaviest owls, and that's mostly because of the way that their feathers are. They're very fluffy, and that's obviously to keep them insulated. They even have feathers on their feet. Which is awesome. Now, these really soft feathers also allow them to fly absolutely silently. So as they're coming in on something, it doesn't even know they're about to get hit. Snow owls or snowy owls are I have fun facts. There we go. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Snowy owls are voracious. They swallow their prey whole. Their diets include lemmings, Arctic hares, and mice. Male owls are nearly completely white, while the females have those darker stripes and bands. So this little guy is my male owl. And he is a 543C, and he was a blast to do. So I enjoyed that one a lot. So thank you for that, Rhea. It was a great suggestion. And that one's called Spirit of Winter, because I'm done with winter, and the Spirit of Winter can kiss my big wide butt. All right. The next one, ironically, comes from our friend Gary Shees. This was fun because, well, I'll tell you the what could go wrong story with this. So here it is. It looks like this. Gary asked for a colored 543C of a reptile eye, and I figured I'd kind of go nuts on that. The reason why I decided to go nuts on this is because after talking to my daughter over the weekend, she had a great idea for a short video. If you're on YouTube a lot, you know shorts are a big thing. They're vertical format videos. They're usually about 30 to 40 seconds long. And if you want to see them done beautifully, just follow Chris Dunlop, or Pinstripe Chris. He does the most amazing, just kind of, I don't know, not time lapse, but just watch his videos. They're amazing. So I wanted to do one too. So I decided on doing Gary's because it would be a good image to do. I set everything up. I had the whole painting ready to go. I recorded the painting. I pulled the hard drive, and it wasn't on there. So I was completely bummed because I did the whole painting and I had no video. So I did it again. So we have two of them. I never do 543s twice, but I had to get the video done, so you got two of them. So if you win tonight, you can choose one of them, and the other one will automatically go up, or they'll both go up on the site. That one's called Amber Oracle. There's no real big story about that. It's just a really cool reptile eye. And the way I did this was fun, so I had a little bit of fun with it, a little bit of finger painting. You'll see it. I'll have that short video up this week. What I will ask you to do, and I'll remind you next week once it is up, if you're following me on YouTube and this pops up, or you can search this out, if you could share this video once it comes out. It's really short. I really want to get this out there. So I'll remind you guys next week. It's a free way to really help out, and I really want this little guy to go crazy. So that's it. All right. Finally, last but not least, ironically, again, the younger Shees has been asking for this for a while, and I couldn't resist. So the younger, She's Younger, asked for a Desert Eagle in gold. So there you go, younger Shees. There's your Desert Eagle, and that is gold leaf. If you are following me on YouTube and you're a member, this is the time lapse, so you've already seen this. But if you're not following me, the time lapse for this will be tomorrow. So you actually get to see me apply the gold leaf and all that fun stuff and how I got that done. And that one's just called Desert Eagle. I do have some facts on that particular hand cannon. The Desert Eagle, or the Deagle, it's a gas-operated 50 caliber semi-automatic pistol. It's produced by Magnum Research Incorporated. This pistol has become the pop icon pistol. It's been in over 600 films. The Desert Eagle weighs about 4 pounds, and it's one of the most powerful handguns. And it's very versatile too. You can actually change the caliber of it pretty easy and all that fun stuff. So that's my Deagle. So there you go. So there's your 3. There's your 4. So if you win tonight, congratulations. You can pick one of those and you can go nuts and do all that. My Patronus. Rusty, what's going on? Rusty, my Patronus, I would say it was a sloth, but it's not, because I have not been sleeping well. So let me think about that. That's a good one. All right, so let's get going on this Paclock. This is going to be really casual and fun tonight. There's no like crazy, like we got to get this done or that done. We're just going to kind of sit here and kind of paint on this, because again, things have been nuts and I really got to get this guy going. So I figured you guys could join me. How's that? How are dem apples? Move the camera in so you guys are pretty much right on this thing. We're going to do the little steampunk anglerfish tonight. I'll try to keep... Honey, thank you. Oh, and that's the other thing too. Holy crap. We get all this stuff in the way, so I'm not going to switch back to the other camera. But I got to get a whole bunch of stuff out. I am so sorry to the people who have ordered stuff. Dean, Honey is on that list. Chris Garcia, the people who have won, JC. I have been terrible. I have not got anything out last week. So bear with me while I kind of straighten out the chaos here. And here's JC. And Ron, hello. And Toby, what's up? So I will get that stuff going. So this is the Paclock that we're working on. This was donated by Paclock to Cheese Grits and NyQuil. He's going to be doing a bunch of stuff with this once I get my ass motivated and get this done. So make sure you follow Western Lock Sport on. Just click on his name and follow his channel. That's super cool. He's got a bunch of stuff good that's going to happen with that. All right. JC, I did get your message. I didn't check for that painting yet, but if it is available, it's absolutely yours. So, again, I've been terrible. I've been trying to keep up with stuff, and I've not been doing a very good job. So, again, I apologize. I will straighten my poop out at some point. What I'm doing right now is I'm just adjusting all the camera stuff, so you guys are going to be right in there. And also kind of, there we go. That's pretty close, but that's going to be fun. You guys will get a good view of what's going on there. Some things I've done, when we did this originally, I had a much different approach for this. And what I found was, because of the scale, it didn't really work very well. So I did put out a time-lapse video of how I redid some of this, but we're going to do it tonight, so you'll catch up with that. The other thing I got to do is I got to change the numbers on this clock. I don't know what I was thinking and having them all upright. That was dumb, because clocks aren't usually like that. So I'll fix that at some other time, but not today. The other thing I was going to do is I got to do the lettering, the Paclock lettering, which is down here, which is engraved. But I'm not going to do that with you guys, because you've seen me do that with the miniature. I'm going to make that look like it's like molten, which will be fun. It'll stand out. It'll look good. Yeah, get those. Thank you, JC. I'll figure it out. I will definitely figure it out. Oh, Toby, I need more than a secretary. I need a lobotomy. For crying out loud. This is all Createx, so we're just going to get into it. The other thing I did too, which was different than before, the rust staining. I'm going to lighten you guys up a little bit. The rust staining, which is again funny because it's on a brass lock, that is, I bumped that up a little bit. That was red oxide before, but I added Blumber to it to really kind of set that off. All right, so we're going to start with this. This is actually a suggestion that Cheese Grits has been making for a while, and for 543, but I haven't got around to it. So we will actually do it here. And he keeps asking for a steampunked anglerfish. So what better place to put this steampunked anglerfish than on his lock? Let me switch around to... Oh, Roberto, that is a negative, unfortunately. Yeah, but I gotta get back in touch with you. All right, is that? It feels like it's not focused up there, where we're going. All right, that's gonna work. All right, so the big change that I did was I had the background pretty light, and then I had this like tan, but I changed it so that the background is really, really dark now. So what I can do is I can take pure white, and then I could just kind of paint in whatever whatever I want to get in. So this technique is more along the lines of motorcycle painting, where they have a dark paint job, and then everything is painted really lightly, and then it's candied over. So we're gonna kind of do a similar technique here, but we're not gonna use candies to do that. So there's his little eye. So what's fun about this is you can just kind of draw things out. This is just straight white, opaque white. The other nice thing too, again, like everything I try to do, I try not to lock myself in. Meaning, if I'm doing something and it's not coming out right, I want to be able to like backpedal and just fix it. So this method, while it seems pretty bold, it's not. You can go back and change things around and have some fun with it. I'm gonna try to move the comments too so I can see what's going on. Because that's important. There we go. Brian Moore with his Spinal Tap. Nice. Let's get, I want a gear in here on this dude. So we'll do that here. Yeah. And we want a bolt right where his jaw kind of connects. Now this is just, it's fun because, I got this like group of reference, like steampunky reference photos above, and I'm just kind of picking off them and picking elements and just kind of screwing around with it. Oh, let's do that too. Now. Why is that not working? Oh, I know it's not working. Hold on a second. Because that camera's not on, Steve. Give that a second and we'll jump in. Murloc from World of Warcraft. It's difficult for me right now to be hanging out with you guys when the new World of Warcraft expansion just dropped. And there we go. Let's get that in the right spot though. Did that camera move? That camera moved. It should be here, like that. Oh, Brian, yeah. So, Brian, my son's been playing World of Warcraft since he was 14. And he is he's not 14 anymore. So he's been playing ever since, and we like I got an account early on, and So it's just become this thing that like we do. Like for a while we were doing it every Friday night, and even now we're like on Discord, and it's this unbelievable chance to hang out with my kids just casually online all the time. So it's always been that way. When he was in college, we were still on and having a good time and stuff. So yeah, I still play. All right, I gotta get the light. So let's before I get too far. Lord Kodiak, welcome. Excellent. Lord Kodiak, I don't know if they've filled you in on what to do here, but Toby Foss, a couple comments before you, has at 543, and then a random idea for a painting. That's what you do if you want to win a painting next week, and it's really easy. You just come up there. Toby just got another one in there. Give me a suggestion for what you'd like to see, a 3-inch by 4-inch black and white painting, and that automatically enters you in to win one of those paintings. So it's pretty easy. Ian, that's a great question. Yeah, that's pretty much right out of the bottle. So that white right there is right out of the bottle. Oh, that paintbrush is hacked. I don't know what happened to this, but this is the Winsor Newton brush I'm using. I don't know what happened to the end of that. I mean, I use them all the time. I don't know. It's got chewed off at the end somehow. It's a fish head. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to do before I did that. So I'm going to have like an angler, the light coming off his forehead here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have showed you. So he's going to be going, this is how he's normally situated, but I have him like kind of hung by his tail. He's going to be hanging down, but he'll still have the little light on, coming over the top. So we're going to do that right now. Yeah. Okay. But to do that, I want to have like the whatever this light is over here, this bomb light. I have to have dark areas behind it so that it has something to glow. Robert. No problem. Yeah, Rob, give me a call anytime. And if I don't hear from you, I'll give you a call. All right, so let's get some Blumber going. Blumber is, for those who don't know, is just Createx opaque black and burnt umber. Or as we in New England say, wicked Blumba. Yeah, I think Keyman, I think the new Batman is definitely steampunked. The original Adam West Batman is not steampunked. He's just, I don't know what he is. Roberto. All right, so this is, again, I wish I could tell you what the formula is for this, but I kind of make it up on the fly and then I adjust it. But it is really just those two colors. So sometimes I need a little bit darker, sometimes a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of anticipate where that, oh, what's going on here? There we go. I'm just going to kind of anticipate where that light comes off his forehead there, and I'm just going to kind of darken everything out. So this little corrugated tube here, which you can just see at the bottom of the screen, that's fun and everything, but it's not super important that the whole thing is, the whole thing shows. Horseshack from Welcome Back, Cotter. Oh, I love that show. All right, so I'm going to drag all that Blumber down. What you see behind it is that red oxide, the orangey stuff. So I'll add a little bit more of that too once I kind of get it where I want it, because the Blumber is really kind of a greenish, dark greenish color. So it's, I love that rusty color of the orange. And then I'll just kind of let some of that go in the background. There we go. That gives you a little bit of something to build that light on. Greatest American Hero, I love that show too. William Katz, I think was his name. Yep, I used to watch that show all the time. Dean from Hell is a good one too. Kind of make it up halfway to showtime. Thanks, honey. You're awesome. All right, so where is that going to come out? I've got these little spikes on his forehead already. So I guess I'll just make it kind of come out of here. So it's going to be basically whatever this little angular wire is will come out to a little thing, and then we'll have the little light. That's good. So obviously I got a bunch of, lumber all over the rest of him, but it's easy to just kind of pull him back out. The nice thing is again, you don't have to be super careful with this. This is fun that you can just kind of sketch with it, because I'm going to be going back in. You can see next to it all the little, other details that kind of get put onto it. And then, you'll see it when I do it. But the bottom line is, you can get away with a lot without, having to commit to anything really. Some details on there. William Katz. Yeah, all right. Brain has not totally shut down yet, which is surprising. I always felt like if I was going to be a superhero, that's the way it would happen to me. Like I'd get a super suit without instructions and I'd have no idea what I'm doing. All right, so there's a light for that. I'm going to leave this thin because I like it. Seamaster watch, Adam, that's an excellent suggestion. Love that. What are we doing here? I'm going to cut across the 3B. I feel we need more gears, so let's make sure we have the fin in here. Yeah, so people know that this is a fish. Yeah, like that. And then this will kind of fade out in the back, but the rest of his body I don't think we're going to really see too much of, so we'll just make it up as we go. I was thinking about doing something with the FS, the engraving up here, the 3B and all that, but I think I'm just going to kind of leave it in the background. I was going to fill it in with a color, but yeah, it's going to show up enough, especially once this is cleared. You're going to see the engraving parts of it, so yeah, definitely Toby, absolutely. Yeah, definitely going to add a bunch of light to this and all kinds of stuff. But this is fun because you can kind of get the thing worked out, the outline and some of the details like this. Yeah, we're going to have it come right up here, split that. We'll get some more rivets on here too. That looks good. What am I missing here? Let's put a little hatch on the top, like a submarine. Yeah. Good. And then we'll end the design with some gears. What could go wrong? Ian, hold my beer. There he is. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So let's add a little bit of like Toby was just talking about the light. So now I've got pretty much got the outline done. His kind of overall kind of thing. You know what I could do too? Make it make more sense to you. Probably turn it this way, right? Make more sense if I do this, right? Yeah, Astral. It just kind of, I got a bunch of reference and, different steampunky ideas and just adding stuff to it. All right, so the light, we can put that in now, and this will help flesh things out. So did I already use that brush? Yeah, I did. Let me clean this brush out real quick. Put some white in this one. Archibald, what is happening? Gold medal on an ice skate. That's excellent, honey. I love it. Dawn, have a great night. Thanks for jumping in, man. Good to see you. All right. I seriously need, I know I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, but I need to get spa day going here. I've pretty much lost the use of my Micron B. It's just not happy right now. So I gotta take a day. Again, I don't have enough time. I just gotta take a day and break them all down. Now turn the screen sideways. Yay! All right. So this is opaque white. It's reduced quite a bit. It's 1 to 5. So there's 1 part paint to 5 parts reducer. So with this, all right, so I've got the light here, right? The little angular light. So we know that that's lit up. So we're going to add the glow to that right now. And then that will tell us where to kind of get the light going on this little angler fish. So the front of him is going to be lit up by that light. So we got that. Maybe on his bottom jaw here, there's a little bit of it. But basically in the front of him is going to be lit up. Anything else that might be like heading that way, like the front of this guy, the front of his, whatever his neck is. And then, this hatch on the top, we'll get that going too. And then because the little corrugated tube is right there, we're going to add some highlights to that too. And maybe even to some of these guys here. Now I know that might seem kind of harsh right now, but we're going to tone all that down when we get going. All right, how's that look? Pretty good? Maybe a little bit more. I'm not worried about around it yet. You'll see what happens in a second once we get going. And I'm going to actually pull that glow out a little bit more too. Toby! It's too late to add a laser beam to him now, but it's a great idea. Yeah, but I'm missing that brush. All right, kind of wing it. Ooh, what can I pull out in its place? I put all my brushes away. Pooh. All my Grecs that I had sitting here when I did the hockey helmet last week, I took all those brushes that were on the desk and I moved them, and I'm not going to go get them. Kyle Cheese, welcome. Kyle, guess what I painted today or last week? Take a guess. Or Kyle, make a suggestion for me and see if you're right. And Kyle, if you're one off this week, then you have the right to cry. Oh, you saw it. Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to get that. Next, I'm going to get the color to this now. So it's all white, right? Everything's all white. Get it? So I'm going to use golden yellow because I like this yellow more than the other yellows because it's got that orange in it. Is everything all white? Zebra mussels. I love it. Scott, what is up? Yes, Dan, that was awesome. So Dan's portrait, if you want to get a look at that, Tim showed it on Tim's live feed because Tim can do that because it's Tim. But yeah, last week's live feed around the 14 to 20 minute mark. He put it up on the stream. It's very, very good. So you should check it out. All right, golden yellow. So with golden yellow, what I can do is I can kind of go around the outside edge of this thing now and give it that kind of glow. Now you also notice, hopefully, that even with this, the golden yellow kind of turns green. And that's that's just kind of what happens till it reaches saturation. So we're just going to kind of get that yellow on there as best we can. We're going to kind of add that yellow to where, you know, you'd see the highlights, like these guys back here too, the ones I put in. And you can see how that yellow kind of toned everything down from the white right off the bat. Yeah, Dan, no problem. That was awesome. Yeah, Dan, that's what I was saying in the message to you. It's, for me, it's the subtlety that you got from that. Like the, it's hard to describe. Like a lot of times, you know, especially with portrait work, things get pushed really hard. Like transitions get pushed really hard. Like I always keep saying less is more, and your painting is a definition of that. Like the way you handle that, the subtlety of that really makes that whole image come together. You know, if you really push those transitions and everything, and it would look forced, and it just everything came out great on it. So congrats for that. Oh yeah, do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I can't, because son of a poop. So if you airbrush, and you like to airbrush, and you're having fun with it, invest in a few airbrushes. It really does make your life easy, and so much so that, like, as I'm down one airbrush here, I'm like, I feel like I'm working with one hand tied behind my back. Oh, so I'm going to use the Micron B, even though it's not happy. Brandon, what's up? Welcome. So the Micron B is spraying by itself, which is bad. But I think I can kind of wrangle it into doing what I need it to do. I just want to fill in a little bit of the areas of this guy. These aren't, now these may come across as light sources right now, but they're not. What I'm doing right now is I'm just giving body to those lines that I just painted. And you'll see when I add the other colors, the browns and the oranges, they're gonna basically tint all the stuff I'm doing right now. Oh, that's awesome, Ian. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's cool, Swamp. I love that. Yeah, there we go. So if you really want to see someone who does a great job at this, if you're not following Mike Learn, Mike's been painting this way for an extremely long time, and he's got it down, where he'll start off with just white, and he'll do the whole image with all the shading and everything, but he'll do it in reverse. He'll actually paint the light and then leave the rest of it to be the shading, and then he'll paint on top of that. And it's just a really neat way to do it. He's got a great style, and it really pays off for him. So yeah, that's amazing. That's a great investment. $320 for that. That's awesome. All right, so let's get the orange in here now. So I am gonna have to clean out this brush. I'd clean this one out, and now for this I'm gonna start out bold. I'm gonna use the red oxide, that it's super bright, and you'll see what I mean when I spray it. But it'll make sense as we kind of get going on this and finish it up. The fun part about this is there's like we were talking about, that there's really no plan for this other than just kind of throwing things in. It's fun, you know. You can't really make a mistake. If you do, you can just change it. And then from there, it's just coming up with different ideas to throw on this thing. And then when you can't come up with an idea, like in the end here, where below his fin, there'll just be more gears, which I should do those now, so we can just kind of knock the whole front out. Let's do that. I'm in a good spot for that. 15-minute mark. That's amazing. Okay. Red-lipped batfish. I love it, Mike. I will share Mike's. Mike actually is the owner of the turkey painting that we started a while ago. So I'm going to finish that up. And Mike sent me some really nice cherry. So we're going to make a really nice frame for that. I've also got some extras on that, but I will share that with you guys once that's done. Now that the weather's warmer, I keep saying it, my ability to make frames is determined by the weather, because the equipment for that is out in the garage, and the garage is not heated. So if it's cold out, I can't make stuff. So it's starting to warm up now, so we're in good shape. Let's add some gears on this guy. Tim's not here. I wish Tim was here. There is a story, I think it's Raphael, and Raphael could draw a perfect circle. And if Tim was here, he would confirm or deny that it was him. But someone could just without even trying draw a perfect circle. I am not that, but I try. So I say that as I just butcher this thing. Again, I'll show you. It's not a big deal. Let's make this one kind of special. This will be more like a old-timey wheel. Yeah, see, just making it up. Just making it up. There we go. Maybe chains. Excellent, Toby. That's a good idea. All right, so see how I screwed up the bottom of this? It's like gross. I'll show you kind of how easy it is if your hands aren't, completely steady, or you're not quite sure. Let me put some gears on this first, and then we'll fix it. Oh, since I have you here and you're all my captive audience, I'm going to say it again, because one of the things that I've been noticing, it's been difficult for me to keep up with messages, because I've always said, just send me a message anywhere. There are so many platforms, and Facebook has 2 different messenger programs or setups, one for personal and one for business. So I've got 2 different messengers for Facebook. Then there's Instagram. And if you want to get to me, if you guys wouldn't mind, just use my website. There's a really easy way to do it. When you open the website, it says, "Hi, can I help you?" It's just like a little assistant. That message goes directly to me. So you can do that, or you can send me a direct email on the website. That also goes directly to me, and that's super easy for me to find. So if you're going to send me a message, or if you're going to let me know what 543 you want or whatever, do that for me. That would save me a lot of hunting down, because Chris Garcia is on. Chris, how are you? Chris, one of the reasons I haven't got your stuff out is because I can't remember where you sent me that message. I think if I remember right, you wanted the color wheel, right? And I was dumb and didn't write it down, and then couldn't find your message. So there's a chain there too, because we got it all, because that's what we do. Stop it, honey. Honey, you are anything but neglected. Oh, honey, did you get my message about that one particular person on the black and white page? So honey and I also run a page just for black and white art, which is a lot of fun. And there's a gentleman, I don't think, who kind of got the vibe of it. So he's been posting a lot of photographs. They're black and white photographs, but they're photographs that other people have taken. And he's not doing it maliciously. I really don't think he is. I think he's just having a good time posting these really cool black and white images. But the idea behind it is black and white art. So anyway. Carrier pigeons. Kyle, that would actually reach me sooner. Yeah, color wheel. Awesome, Chris. And I if your address hasn't changed, I got your address. So no problem there. Brandon, my son has 2 corgis. I actually owe them a painting too. Okay, now I've got everything in. You didn't see the end of that. Sorry. I'll move this up a little bit. There we go. That's all of it. I just got that big wheel, big gear down there. So everything's in white. Let me switch back up to this so you can kind of see what it looks like. It's super bold, right? It's like crazy. It's like stands out too much. But you can get a lot of detail with that. Where I didn't really have that with the tan that I was working with before. All right, so this is red oxide now, just straight up. Hot rodded Ford from the 60s. That's awesome. Wayne, did I say hello, Wayne? I think I did. Wayne, how's your lovely wife? Tell her I miss her. Got to poop in on Thursday. That's awesome, honey. Nothing like a good poop with Scott. All right, I'll stop now. All right. All right. Chris, it's not a bad place to be in the country. Yeah, it will be worth it when you're done, honey. Rhea's exactly right. My 7-year-old daughter is sort of obsessed with corgis right now. Yeah, Brandon, they're adorable. As stubborn as usual. I love it. All right. So I've got the red oxide, which, and you guys have been following me for long enough, you know that this is my orange. And as I spray this on here, you can see how orange it actually is. So the nice thing is first, right out of the gate, it takes all that white, that harsh white, and knocks it down a little bit to this really nice rusty orange. So I'm just going to spray it over everything. And can you see it? Yeah, you can. See how that blumber just kind of ended right there? The streak, I can add more streaks because it sprays a little bit better than the blumber, the way I have it set up right now. So this adds that orangey rust back into the streaks behind. Thank you, Nightbreed. I'm going to call you Nightbreed if that's cool, because it took me a minute. It actually makes a lot of sense, your name. Gary, stop. I'm looking forward to the next one. The next painting, the next city painting isn't going to be a city. It's going to be actually Newport, Rhode Island, which is actually going to be kind of like a beach painting. And what's nice about that is that's going to be a really neat painting, but it's not going to take me 87 hours, which is great. All right, so I've got the orange in here. I've left is that still focused? I'm trying to keep that focused for you. So see how, again, we had that green that was going on around the light. So if I go and run around the outside edge with the orange, the red oxide is, as soon as it sprays, the red oxide is closer to the red scale, that warm scale. So it'll start to cancel out that green, which is nice. I wasn't really worried about that looking too green, because I knew I could just kind of tone it down and make it look more the way it should. But now you can really feel the light on the front of that anglerfish, and it's coming together. A little bit more of this. All right, so let's clean up a little bit of, if we've got some little accidents here, which is good. Beach painting with the Tokyo skyline. I love you guys. You guys bust balls like the best. Ha! So I have Newport next, then I have Los Angeles. I have both stone from Los Angeles and sand from Newport. But after that, I do not have a city lined up. So, yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do after that. Because I want a whole series of these. Oh, let me turn that back on. There we go. So to make blumber, you take black and burnt umber, violet, burnt blumber. Chaka from the land of the lost. I love it. All right, so with this color, what I can do is I can go back in before I do all the final details on this stuff, and I can just kind of carve things out, like where the gear got screwed up right here. I could just kind of push that back out and make it right. The umber is actually really transparent, so I want to favor more of the black in it, because the black obviously is opaque. That'll do the job. But I also don't want to use just black because this background is burnt umber. So, oh my gosh, Astral, please, I hope not. But I understand. All right, so with this I can start tightening up the details on, I started with all these, like his eye and everything. So now I can start kind of pulling in the shadows that are around those little, like the relief around his eye. And again, this is a lot of fun because there's no, you don't have to really, you can make it up, except when the brush isn't working and you lose a tooth. But this poor guy just lost a tooth. Oh well. Shouldn't have been eating so much candy. But all that, remember that, like the white overspray and everything, that, like I said, you don't have to be perfect with the white because you can go back in with this and just kind of clean it all up. There's some sort of, I don't know, screw. Yeah, let's do a screw right here. Yeah, so Dan, that orange color that you see there is red oxide. That's it. If I sprayed like orange, like the actual like opaque orange, it would have been really, really bright, like crazy bright. So that's what I like, the red oxide, because it has a little bit more subtle orange tone to it. It's not so in your face, which is nice. More natural, Ash from Evil Dead with the chainsaw arms. I love it. All right, so again, anywhere where there's a shadow, like underneath the fins here, the ribs and the fins, back side of this, whatever this is, what am I going to put in the middle of this? I don't know, something. Patricia, what's up? Long time no see. Boston Scally Cap, I love it. You would be from Southie, wicked Southie, with your Scally Cap on. Actually, no, that's not true. You could have been from Somerville too, or anywhere, but mostly Southie because of the Irish population that was there. Cool, cool, cool. Things are coming together. So again, just run around and sharpen things up. Like these fins on the back I like, but I wish they were more pointy. So I just kind of like carve them in reverse, just kind of point the ends. That looks good. Good. Gills. I forgot gills. Well, poop. This, of course, is the gill-less version of the anglerfish. So, of course, you've heard of that. Everyone's heard of that, right? God. Bone plates. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so let's, what are we doing? I'm going to do this now because I want to. So the final bit for the light of this, you just add a little bit of white on that. And then that finishes the job and makes it look like it's glowing. Fun, right? I use that all the time. It's such a fun thing. All right, so that's good. I really want to put like more highlights. Remember we were just talking about with Dan about less is more? This is where Steve screws it all up. So I want like this front edge to be brighter. But just the very front edge. like that. And maybe his eye. Steve, stop. Maybe that tooth and the chin. There we go. All right, stop. Gears can take the place of gills. Rhea, thanks. I'll take it. All right. Before I do the highlights on the rest of it, I'm going to do the next step. How we look at... Oh, we know it's time to go, right? Where's Honey yelling at me? It's chow time. Showtime. I don't want to move any of this stuff. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to give one away, but I'm not going to move anything because I want to we'll get this whole little section done. We'll have the whole front of this done tonight. And, yeah, I think it's going to work. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What could go wrong? It breathes through its snorkel. See, this is why I love you guys. You guys are the best. All right, so let's look at these real quick. I'll show them to you kind of far away because we're too close on the other one. We're going to go in reverse order. First one is Kyle Shees, or Shees Younger, as I call him. Wanted a gold-leafed Desert Eagle. That is that one. Or the Deagle, as it's so affectionately called, before you blow a hole the size of Cleveland in something with it. Next up, this is a twofer. The Gary Shees, the senior, not really senior, but senior to the younger Shees, asked for a 543C with a reptile eye. Now, again, there are two of these. This will make more sense as we go through next week, and the short pops with this, which will show you how I painted this. So for now, there are two of them. So if you win, you can choose one of them. The other one will go up on the site. Or they'll both go up on the site if no one picks them. What I'll do is with those, it'll only be up on the site once, but the quantity available will be two. So if you order it, if someone orders it and then someone else wants it, as long as there's the other one, it'll be on the same spot. So pretty easy. Last but certainly not least, the lovely Rhea asked for a snowy owl, and this is what I came out with. I'm super happy with the way this came out. Really subtle. My favorite part about this, you can get in close, is right there, is his beak with the little tufty feathers. His eyes are fun too. But that was the most fun to do. So yeah, so that's it. I gotta find a bunch of other white animals too, because this was a lot of fun. So there you go. So there's all four of them. Let me switch over to here. Oh, I gotta show you the list because that's what we do. Thanks, Rhea. Oh, yeah, I should have done that, honey, so he'll look like Cash Patel or something. That was mean. Oh, well. All right, so here's your list. So at number one, I'm not going to read them all, but you can see them. So I'll try to do this so you can see the names, too. So there you go. Hopefully I got everyone. I was trying to be really careful. There you go. 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 All these people. So if you see your name run by, remember your number. I'll go in reverse real quick. All right. That was 25, right? Yeah. Okay. So there we go. 25. All right. What number is right next to Kyle's? Because that's what's going to come up. Ooh, it's thinking. 8. Who is it? Ron! Ron, you won. And Patty is on one side and Rick is on the other. So Kyle wasn't close on that. Sorry, Kyle. You were down on 20. But you know how it works, Kyle. You'll win. All right, so there you go. Congratulations, Ron. You won. Congratulations, 19 or 21. Exactly, Kyle. Playing the part of Ian tonight is Kyle. All right, so congratulations, Ron. You're the winner. My buddy Ron. I didn't see Ron on. Is Ron on? Ron on? Ron on? Ron, if you're on, you can pick one of these. You don't have to pick one of those. You can do whatever you want, Ron. That's how that works. All right. Let's finish this up. Good job. Good job, everyone. So if you want to win one of these, I know we have a couple new people here. All you got to do is do what Michael Stevenson just did. 543, and then give me a suggestion for something like this. It doesn't have to be, it can be whatever you want. And it's going to be in black and white. I can't guarantee they'll be in color, but sometimes they are. But give me a suggestion for a painting type. 543, and then your suggestion, and then you have a chance to win next week. You have to do that when the feed is live, though. You can't put in your suggestions in the comments after. It doesn't work that way. Or you can't send me suggestions on other platforms, even though I think that's hilarious when you guys do it and know you can't do that. But that's how it works. I'm a one-off. Yeah, that's true, Ian. You are one of a kind. Honey, do that homework. I love it. You're making the world a better place, honey. It's awesome. All right, let's knock this out. We're finishing it up. So the next thing I got to do, and I'll drop this down a little bit so you can see the other gears. See all that fun stuff that's going on with those other gears? That's the extra detail-y stuff. And what that is burnt umber. So I do some of this with airbrush, but a lot of it with paintbrush, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put out some more burnt umber, though, because that burnt umber is kind of sketchy because it's been on the palette for a while. Grouchy got it. Yeah, and the way it works is you can put in as many suggestions as you want. It doesn't change your odds of winning, but it gives me more cool ideas, and there's just a chance that I'll do your painting. So what's on the palette right now, which you can't see because I didn't have that on. That little droplet right there is burnt umber, but it's the new opaque burnt umber. It's got the opaque base in it, which makes it look kind of light. So I like to add a little bit of black to it, or, well, it says black in it down here, but and that'll give me a little bit of that. I'm also going to add a little bit of red to it because I want to kind of warm it up a bit. No reason for that other than the vibe of this, because it's brass. It's got that real warm yellowy feel to it. So the umber sometimes has a kind of a greenish feel to it. So we don't want that. Want to avoid that. A little bit more black, a little more black, till we get like this really nice warm chocolatey brown. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it helped Toby out. All right, so with this color, what I can do is I can start adding in like the shadows, like where this gear is supposed to be behind the fish. I can do stuff like that. I can start adding the little details like the centers of these gears, where they mesh together, where they, where the lines. And this is nice again because the umber is transparent. So if you spread it out a little bit, it'll let you kind of make it feel more transparent. And again, super easy with the airbrush, not so easy with the paintbrush, but still at this scale, you can definitely get it to work. Oh, blue or green, yeah. Yeah, the whole idea, the whole steampunk vibe is always like this, like rusty color. And with like this color too, so say I want like that corrugation that's on these tubes that are up above that you just barely can't see. I want those on the anglerfish lure or whatever. This is a good color for that, because if I used black for this, it would just overpower it. But just by adding those, kind of little details with this color, it can be a lot more subtle. And again, anywhere where the shadow needs to kind of pull out a little bit, I can do that with this. Brian, stop that before I send people over to your house. Oh, the chain, I forgot. I didn't do anything on the chain. So we'll kind of clean up the chain. Thank you, Rhea. Yes, please do that. The like and subscribes and all that fun stuff, the free stuff, that means the world to me. Obviously, the people with the green colored names and the blue colored, well, Rhea's got blue because she's a moderator, but the green colored names, those are all members here. And, again, I keep saying it, you don't have to do what they do, but the people that do that, it means the world to me when you're able to support what I do here. So again, do the free thing, just do the like and subscribe. But any help you can muster to keep things going here is deeply, deeply appreciated. All right, that looks good. Looks good. Again, so you see, you can kind of mess around. And so now I do need to use like a darker brownish color to add that airbrushing in. So I still have, this is red oxide in the airbrush. Red oxide will do the same kind of thing as burnt umber if you add enough black to it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got the red oxide. I'm just going to add a bunch of black to this, and it'll give me that kind of warmer brownish tone. That's awesome, Brian. All right. And we're going to get this whole front side done. This is great. I gotta fix the clock. I'll quickly show you how I'm going to do that, but it's going to be easy. It's just it pisses me off because I should have been paying attention in the first place. All right, so I don't know if this is dark enough, but we'll try it. So what this is going to do, this color here, this adds the more subtle shading that the paintbrush can't do as soon as it decides to start spraying. Yeah, there we go. So this I can kind of run around. This is still a little bit too orange, but I'll use it for a bit. But this is great for adding those, those softer shadows to these little bits. And again, all this, when I do this all the time. So if I do a bunch of stuff with a paintbrush and then I go over with the airbrush, that kind of blends it all together and, makes the whole thing work. Grilled chicken sandwich with lettuce and tomato. James, welcome, and that's amazing. Makes me hungry. So obviously, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, the number one way that you can support what I do here on YouTube and these live feeds is those 543s go up on the website immediately after. If you see something you like and can make it your own, if you go and purchase that, the sale of those 543s are what really allow me to do what I do here. To do 3 543s takes me a whole day. It takes me, 6 to 8 hours depending on how involved they are. So the only way that I'm able to do that is by you guys, stepping up and doing that. Like I said, don't feel like you have to. I mean, I try to make it a win-win. If you see something you love and you can make it your own, that's great. And like I said, what that does is it directly allows me to continue doing what I'm doing. So when you do that, like I said, I hope it's a win-win for everyone, but it really, it really does quite a bit. All right, that's enough salesman. Yeah. All right, so there's one more little bit, and I'll show you what it is. So, all right, so take a look at that. That's all nice and rusty and all shaded and everything, and that's fun. But if you look at these guys up here, see how there's that goldish glint to them? So that's the very last step. And again, I do this the same way that I've done everything else. I'll start with white. I could start with yellow, but it's just, you'll see. It's just so much easier to do it this way. You add an extra step, but it's totally worth it. So now with this white, I kind of go in and pick out the areas that would get the most highlights. The little bits and pieces of the gears and that kind of thing. Maybe some of these fins get a little bit of light hitting them. Shine them up. Again, don't worry that the white doesn't look great yet. I'm going to fix that in a second. Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, it's fun, right? And it's like I said, it's once you get it down, once you know the process, the steps, the whole thing's going to run the same way. Anything I put on here, whatever, little fun, goofy thing is all going to be kind of done the same way. you see this bottom gear before I do this? Yeah, just barely, you guys. It's on the screen. So I'll drop it in. And again, I'm thinking, I'm still thinking of this as the light source for all this, but the rest of it just has kind of a general light source, so it's cool. All right. So now what we do to get it to look like the stuff up above, hopefully you can guess because it's done the same way. We want to get a little bit of golden yellow. So I'm going to clean out this brush again. Golden yellow. And in this case, I might add a little bit of orange or red oxide to it. Remember how green the yellow was when I first put it on? I just put way too much in there. That was a ridiculous amount of paint for what we're about to do. The yellow is too green, so I'm just going to add a little bit of red oxide right to it in advance. Oh, thanks, Toby. A little bit of red oxide to make it kind of a yellowy orange. Reduce the absolute stuff out of this because it's... Oh, I have way too much paint. That's excellent. All right. Ridiculous amount of paint. The yellow came out way too fast out of the brush, so I literally have like a half a cup of paint in here, which is dumb. But whatever. All right, yellow. So now, again, really, really kind of lightly, just start going over everything I just did. You can hose the thing down, but I really don't want to. Again, take your time with it, because you don't want any surprises. Like if this yellow isn't, if it's too yellow, you don't want to, screw it up by having like, too much of, one thing. Like that is probably too bright, but that's fine because what we can do, it is too bright. What we can do is use the same stuff. Oh, I had yellow in the other brush. That's dumb. But no problem. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is to kill that a little bit, I'm going to jump back to the red oxide straight because that orange will just knock down that yellow, just like it did on the light. Now, say I really screwed this up. Say like there's way too much yellow, or I don't know, whatever. You just blow it all out. You take the dark color in the background and just spray over everything and start over again. And it's not going to take you too many times to get used to it. So you don't have to keep doing it. Nice, honey. That's awesome. All right, so this is just straight red oxide here. So now what I can do is I can go back over the yellow that I just did and kind of knock that down a little bit. And that's still a little bit too bright, so the next step is to grab some burnt umber and do the same thing. But I'm not going to do that because I think you've seen enough of this shenanigans. I'm going to jump you back to this view while I straighten this guy out, and then I'm going to show you the whole thing. Yeah, it's lovely. All right, I'm going to move this camera here. I'm going to move this one so that you get a better view of it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so a close-up view, but not like, stupid close. All right, so you all coming by on Wednesday, right? Wednesday at 8 o'clock, same place. Just come and hang out with us. You get to see the end of the Tokyo painting. And I've got some cool parts of that video, which will be fun. It'll be good. So join us for that. All right, so here's the whole thing. That's the whole front of it. It's fun, right? So from way far back, from here, it just looks like a rusty lock, which is exactly what I want. I want it to be like, what is going on here? But that is what's going on here. So, which I'm happy. So before I move on to the rest of it, I'm going to fix the numbers on the clock. and maybe drag these down a little bit more, but not much. And then from there, it's just the same thing. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to come up with different ideas for the back. The sides, there's not too much real estate there. So I think it's probably just going to be more simple, maybe some gears and, some tubes and stuff. So, there's no craziness. But and the last thing I'm going to do too is, again, this is great, the engraving. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I was going to do this like it was like molten, like almost like cooling lava. But I think that might be too much now. I kind of like it the way it is. I might just tint those letters with like red oxide. I think that might be the way to go. Like a dirty red oxide. So it's more like, this kind of the streaky color, but just solid inside Paclock, and then leave the USA. I think I might do that. I'll make that decision when I get there. The trouble with that is if I do that, that's really tough to come back from. I can't get the paint out of there. So I'm going to maybe what I'll even do is take a picture of it, bring it into Photoshop and try it out and see what it looks like first. But you get the idea. So that's it. So all the way around, it's going to be the same thing. Not the same thing, but, kind of the same thing. That's what we got. Thanks, everyone. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Again, if you want to find out more about this Paclock and the challenge, go follow Western Massacre Lock Sport. It's our buddy Cheese Grits and NyQuil. So he has a great YouTube channel, as well as all the other lock pickers that are on here. Swamp Picker and Rusty Spoon and all the crazy lock pickers. They're amazing, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Even if you don't lock pick, if you like watching people solve puzzles, it's a blast. So that's what we got. I could switch the camera around, but it's going to be weird. So because we got all kinds of stuff on the way. You asked for it. There we are. Hello. All the lights and cameras and stuff. That's what we got. So again, that's what we got. Come by Wednesday. Hang out. Time-lapse Tuesday tomorrow. I may only have one 543 for next week because I'm going to try to get this done and the helmet done. But I will. I'll look at the suggestions, and you guys are going to be, I know what's going to happen. You guys are going to be crazy with all the suggestions. It's going to be awesome, and I'll do a bunch of them. So we'll see what happens. But that's what I got. Everything's cool. All right. So thank you very much. Thanks for hanging out. Congratulations to Ron. And you guys have a wonderful week. And hopefully I'll see you next Monday. And that's what I got. So take care, everyone. You guys are the best.